Ladies and gentlemen, I am the exceedingly average gamer here for Planet Destiny, and in this video we are going to be taking a look at the Destiny 2 development roadmap that was just released by the game director Chris Barrett. All of these changes that are being produced by the Destiny 2 team are going to be delivered to every Destiny 2 player, regardless of whether or not you bought any of the DLC. Now getting into the actual changes. Patch 1.1.3 is scheduled for a February 27th release date, and it includes Nightfall scoring and high score tracking, emblem and aura reworks, fireteam members appearing on your destination map, PC public text chat, exotic repetition reduction, so a little bit more of a smart loot system, companion mods and shader interactions, comparison vendor viewing, and Nightfall Strike unique rewards, though it's worth noting that the Nightfall Strike unique rewards is a self-stated stretch goal, and this could be pushed back to a later release date depending on how the development goes. The theme of this update, Bungie says, is the strikes and social update, which obviously is apparent given the kinds of changes that we're expecting to see. The things I'm most excited for this update are the emblem and aura rework, specifically the aura rework. Now, we all know that auras in Destiny 2 really don't serve much of a purpose. Like, the Nightfall aura is just like this little blue halo thing that you get, which is okay, but you have to remember to equip it, and there's a lot more I think they could do with auras in Destiny 2. The last change that I want to talk about specifically from this update is the Nightfall Strike unique rewards. Now, they don't give us any information as to what these entail. They could be armor, they could be weapons, they could be shaders, we just don't know. We do know from Destiny 1 that unique rewards were available from strikes later on in the game. The one I remember the best was Maul's Maulers, which were the Titan gauntlets from the Shield Brothers strike, but obviously there were lots and lots of others. Though I will say that if Bungie decides to go a different direction with this and maybe gives us some visual customization items that are in some way related to how many times you've run through the Nightfall or other stats like that, I would definitely not oppose it. Moving on to update 1.1.4, which is scheduled for a release on March 27th. The changes in this update are going to be including the weapon and ability sandbox changes, heroic strike modifiers, Iron Banner 6v6, weekly Crucible playlist including Mayhem, Crucible ammo and gameplay tuning, Nightfall challenge cards, Crucible quitter penalty overhauls, repeat Crucible map and strike protection, and the stretch goal for this update is the exotic weapon and armor sandbox changes. Now, this is the update right here that I think has the most potential to change the way we play Destiny 2. The theme for this update is the Sandbox and Crucible update, which is the origin of most of the problems I think people are having with the game right now. Ever since the release of Destiny 2, it's been a big complaint amongst the community that you just don't get to use your abilities as much as you did in Destiny 1, and that you've lost some of that power fantasy that you used to have. Hopefully with this update, we'll see a greater diversity of weapons and armor in use across the Destiny 2 sandbox, and a little bit more power given back to those items. The last update, update 1.2.0, will be the start of Season 3, which is going to release sometime in May. This is the other update that I think has a really huge potential impact on the game and on player satisfaction. Most of the changes listed in this update affect the progression system in some way, and so presumably will reward you for that progression. This is another one of the issues that people are having with Destiny 2, because you can seemingly play for hours and hours and hours and be no more powerful than you were when you started playing. Masterwork exotics are the other change that I'm really excited for from this update. Now, hopefully the system for exotic masterworks is a little bit different than it is for legendary masterworks, because I feel like having them be exactly the same could get a little bit stale after a not very large period of time. I know I'm in the minority here, but I'm personally really happy that Bungie is finally gearing up and stepping up their game with regards to community communication. I'll be the first to admit that it definitely took them a little bit longer than I would have liked, and I will also admit that a lot of these changes should have been in the game at launch, or at least very shortly after. But it's good to know that we are finally getting what the community wants. And that should just about cover this Destiny 2 developer roadmap. Leave down in the comments what you think about this roadmap, whether these kinds of changes are the ones you like to see, or whether you were hoping for something else. If you would like to check out my personal channel, which we'll have a link to in the description of this video, I play a lot of different games. I actually have a couple of videos up on my first few hours in the Dark Souls trilogy, having never played the game at all before. So if you'd like to see the depths of human depravity, go ahead and check me out. I'm also going to have some Elite Dangerous gameplay uploaded, hopefully fairly soon, because I just bought the game a few days ago and am absolutely loving it. Until the next time, Guardians, I wish you all well.